Good morning. I am super excited that I have the fabulous Janine here with Curl Cult. I am in New York and Janine is in Los Angeles, so we have a nice time difference. And we're really excited about sharing with you some incredibly new technology. And I had the honor of working with Janine when we did a haircut story, a texture story, a color story. We filmed it all. It's now going to be shown on Viv Unplugged. Today is the first of the series. So this little mannequin head that I'm going to show you has been on this journey from cut to Janine with her curl, and then back here to New York for color. And she's also been out to Boulder in Colorado to Max to be colored. So she's been on a journey. So you're not going to see the total finished looks today in some of the images we're sharing with you, but you're going to see quite a few things today. So if any of you were on Instagram earlier, I was talking about, it's hard to get so inspired and excited about new hairstyles when they're a one-off. You go, wow, that is so beautiful, but who else is going to wear that? Or wow, that's so amazing, but who's got time to do it? Or that's so amazing, but you have to be this incredible model in order to wear it. What was so exciting, and hi Mark, thank you for joining us again. What was so exciting about working with Janine is that she opened my mind in a creative way that has not been opened at this level, at this commercial level and this financial level in years. So her technology with Curl Cult is groundbreaking. It's a game changer. Whether you're doing corrective texture work, whether you just want to have that client that comes in and says, I love how it looks when I leave the salon, but it just doesn't last because the blow dry comes out, the curling iron comes out. So if any of you have clients that say, I want it to last longer, Janine and Curl Cult is your way to go. And we're going to show you some of the images from the collection. And I gave this gift to my friends on Instagram, and I'm going to give this gift to you here on Facebook. So listen up, guys. I'm going to give you a gift today for those of you who are watching me live to Viv Unplugged for the next month. All you have to do in the comments below is put Curl Cult, right? Curl Cult, that's all, just Curl Cult, and we will connect with you and we will sign you up for Viv Unplugged so you can see what we're talking about. So Janine, we're going to look at some of the great images.
Yeah, can't wait. I haven't seen them.
Well, not all of them. Actually, the ones I'm showing don't even have color yet. So we're holding that big surprise back, but you're going to get to see them soon. So as we're looking here, this is Viv Unplugged, where actually all of Janine's fabulous work is going to be featured. This is Curl Cult. So go to their website, check out Curl Cult, because it's just such exciting new technology. And Janine's going to talk to you about that in a second. So how many of you guys would think that's a perm? Show me in the chat. Do you think this is a perm? Does this look natural to you? Let's just hear. So Janine, why don't you just share with everybody what you actually did?
Yeah, I mean, Viv made it pretty easy, giving me spectacular haircuts to perm. And that's a lot of in the education. I've been going all over the US for the last month and a half teaching. And our perms are only as good as the haircut you give them and the take-home product you have the clients use. So curls need a great structure to it. So I can make the most beautiful perm, but if I don't give it a great haircut, you're never really going to show it off, and it's not going to have enough room to breathe and come to life and stack up. So this round shaggy bob, it was so easy to shape and sculpt and get moving. And I love seeing it all styled out now.
Yes. And guys, this was the before picture of her hair before the haircut. And so this is it after the fabulous perm, super easy to work with. This was it when I scrunch dried it.
Oh,
And
amazing.
yeah, so when I scrunch dried it, I knew that that would last a heartbeat of a moment. And I knew that if I didn't have the curl in there, that it would not last. And so going to this really cool texture is, I think, really fantastic. And it has that wonderful sort of vibe to it. But this was her when she was straight. And,
Yep.
and so you can see how long I left the haircut. And what I talked to you about in the training is how you have to anticipate shrinkage. And so here you can see from where she was straight, where she was scrunched, to where she was permed. And so if we want clients to have easy, no overwhelm, wash, wear, go, this was completely dried naturally. We couldn't do anything better. So just again, a little recap on what you actually did, Janine.
So we did, I think the biggest takeaway is this is a perfect example for if a client was to go do it at home, they're going to really struggle, like you can see in the middle picture, to keep that volume on top. So making sure to set that fringe forward and really support the crown and the fringe area with some volume, texture, and movement. And not just because we're doing a perm doesn't mean we need corkscrew curls everywhere. We were just looking to shape, really be inspired by the haircut and shape that and just better support it like she set it on a curling iron, but now with the ease of not having to.
Yes, and how easy is that? So this is the product, Curl Cult, and we'll have Janine at the end of this talk to you about the simplicity of the application and how fast this is and how much money, guys, you can make. So this is featured on Viv Unplugged, and this is a live that this is a program we have on my website, Vivian McKinder, where every week we come out with new content. And today we're launching that haircut. And for those of you who just joined, we're going to give you access for 1 month as my loyal fans who show up every Monday to the program for free. So all we'll want you to do is just put into the comments, Curl Cult. We'll connect with you and sign you up. So this was the mannequin before, and this is where you went. And again, like, how cool is this in terms of just a beautiful texture? So explain to everybody what you did.
Yeah, so it's tricky. A lot of people think, okay, with shorter hair, if somebody already has a short haircut, how am I going to even perm it without making it really, really curly? And we had talked about it, like in the back, the size rod that you can fit in there is what you even want it to look like. So what do you do? And if I were to leave it, just curl the parts in the front that actually fit into a rod, it'd be kind of an uneven texture. So for this, we pre-applied the solution, we rolled the top on rollers, and then around the hole, like below the occipital where it's too short to really fit around a medium rod, I did C sculpting technique. So basically take a pinch of cotton and form a C shape and then just clip it in place just to get some movement and some like C shapings going around so that it ties in together. And again, the goal is that the client can just wash and go and it not have, no one will know that it's a perm and it looks like it's their texture.
What was amazing for me, first of all, this was quite a challenging haircut to cut because I wanted to have something that would come from shortness into length and to have a whimsicalness there. I wanted to just be very soft and feminine. So the inspiration was pixie, but I wanted it to have much more softness. So the first haircut, I was really good, guys, because I was thinking about, oh, I've got to allow for the shrinkage and the pop. So I did some really cool things, which you'll see in the video. When you watch my haircut video, you'll see how I determine the perfect length. So when it came to this, I was like busy working, thinking, oh, okay, well, Janine certainly won't perm the back. I'll just cut it short. And when I'd finished it, the back was just like not special. And the front had, a bit of movement in it. And I curled it to try and make it more. And clearly I understood that if client didn't have this natural texture, this was not going to be as pretty. Some haircuts become pretty because they have movement. Like when I blow dried my hair straight, it looks okay because it's a great haircut that Rosemary did. But it comes to life with the movement.
Yeah.
And so I knew that I needed to have movement in the front. So what blew my mind was when you got out cotton wool and pin curl clips, twisted and pinned. And this was like, I don't know, you did this in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's that, I think that's a big part of it too. It was, in designing the perm, it was like, okay, this has to be, there can't be this huge learning curve because people are already like, I am not perming. I was forced to do that in beauty school. So it has to be fun and interesting and not this laborious, like really heavy on tools and precision. Like I want it to feel like you're sculpting clay, really bring an artistic like vibe back to creating texture.
Yeah. So thank you, Sheila, Anthony, Debbie, Bill, Elaine. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, everyone.
And thank you for your lovely comments. So let's move on. And again, we're talking about Curl Cult, a whole new science, new technology. This is currently being hosted on Viv Unplugged. If you just joined us, we're going to give you access as being my loyal friends following. Please just put in Curl Cult and we will then connect with you and sign you up for access to this for free. So, oops, let's just look at this girl who looks kind of angry, doesn't she?
Yeah, she is not, she's not giving bohemian vibes quite yet.
So I wanted bohemian, and I just love that this is a braided perm. Talk to us about that. And also there's another image where I washed the hair and then I diffused her differently. And I'm going to show that in a second, but please just talk about that for us.
So I call our braided series, my twist knot series, like we call it off the rod, otherwise known as like our gateway perms. So I realize it's a big ask being like, okay, everybody, we're going to start perming all of our clients. So it's important to have a bunch of tricks up your sleeve, especially for long hair. Sometimes all they want is just a little bit of movement. And I know I've always loved how hair air dried on braids. In the summertime, when I had really long hair growing up, I would always just sleep in wet braids. And, why not perm that texture in? And we did just that. We definitely manipulated the process a little bit by doing some strategic placement of the braids. But yeah, it gives you truly that beachy summer bohemian vibe. And it couldn't be easier than, we pre-apply the solution and then throw some braids in and neutralize over top. And that's it. It's really, really easy.
And guess what? We actually, when Max did the color for this, he colored the braids. He colored it as braided
Oh,
hair.
wow. Oh,
Yes.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, so it's really, really, really cool. So please share with our friends the science of your product and what completely separates it from everything else that's out there.
Okay, so, I've been perming for my whole career. I've always leaned to it as a way to create permanent texture and better support my clients' looks when they go home. That was the main pain point for me was clients not loving their hair after because they just couldn't get it to look right. They didn't have the skill set nor the time and patience to set it, to do all that stuff. And as a hairdresser, I felt like it was also too big of an ask to be like, okay, so now every day, 30 minutes, you're going to do this. Like, it's not realistic. So leaning into perms for my clients that didn't have a ton of texture or had uneven texture, loved their long hair, but wanted to support it in a more unique way. Using session styling techniques that I'd done on red carpet, celebrities for years, applying those to how we set the perms, coupled with making a better perm. I said this on Instagram with Viv earlier today that I couldn't get my own hairdressers. I own a salon in LA. I owned one for years in New York. And I was doing great, cool perms. Tons of people were coming to me for them. but none of my stylists were like, yay, teach me your ways. Nobody there. It was just, didn't matter how good it looked. The process was not exciting, and it was too scary and too like haphazard of results. So, and laborious, like it was messy, it was cumbersome. Nothing had changed in years with the perms. So I sought out, it took me about 4 years, couple trips to Italy, to elevate the experience, to make it a higher end texture experience for the client and for the stylist, so we could better support them in higher end salons. So a couple of the things that we all hate about perms are really smelly, really messy, and really uneven results, especially the longer the hair you do. You're also locked into using rods majority of the times because you have to rinse it and blot it. So Curl Cult Perm has Pism Protex technology in its perming solution in Liberate. That is a pea protein and a Plex. Like a lot of the bleach additives have that kind of stuff. But it's built into our perm so that there's protein, flexibility, and shine being delivered as you're perming. The next nuance, it doesn't smell as bad. It still is a perm, but I mean, you can attest this, like it's substantially better. I knew that if to get this to work, our salon suite stylist had to be able to do it in a small space. And with current perms, it's just not, it's too stinky. So our perm smells a lot better, and it dissipates. After you neutralize, that client will not smell like eggs when they go home. So either will your salon space. Like once it's neutralized, smell any remnant of a perm is gone. About the neutralization, we neutralize right over top. So no more blotting, no more rinsing your rods. That's exciting because now the 95% of the perm is done at the chair. It is so much more comfortable for the client, so they're not leaning back with these rods in their head. You can now perm on the rod, off the rod, on whatever you want. You can sculpt different shapes. You are not beholden to something that can withstand a hosing to get it permed. You can really we kick the doors down on what you can perm on. We're also non-reactive to metal, so you can use clips, because I know as we say that, it's like, oh, and then I put a single prong yo-yet. And people are like, wait, what? Metal? Yeah, we are a 7.2 pH, so you can comfortably perm on metal. So neutralizing over top just really exploded what we could do. It made it a substantially better experience for the client. It also made it much more even results. So we're not fighting like, did we evenly rinse it? Did we evenly blot it? All those factors are now gone. It shaves down the time because of that as well. Because we're 7.2 pH and we have the Pism Protex, we can perm on most previously lightened hair within reason. You always have to do a test strand. I mean, it still is a perm. Like if highlights is not going to solve their problem, a perm's certainly not going to solve their problem either. Like if the hair's beyond repair, they need a haircut and time. But yeah, it's it's my dream that we approach texture, we have fun with it, we really consult with our clients from a more solution point of view, instead of like, oh, well, you just can't have bangs because you have a cowlick. It's like, no, of course they can, because we have a perm that we can just, tap onto the root, comb it, neutralize right over top. Like yes, you can. You can have bangs if you want. You can have pretty much whatever you want now because of the nuances of the Curl Cult perm. So it's really exciting. And I was so happy. Like Vivian, I swear you were one of the first people that truly got it. I feel like I've been a crazy perm person for quite a few years, and they're like, okay, Janine, nobody wants a perm. But you knew, you're like,
Totally.
oh my gosh.
Totally. So, okay, I'm going to say this because when you say a goal publicly, in this case, I've got my friends here on Facebook and you to make me accountable. So I'm going to ask you for this challenge.
Okay.
If I waved a gorgeous wave with you supervising me, with your solution on, and then put the metal clips into it, could I perm a gorgeous glam wave?
Of course.
Okay, guys, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do it. All right, we're going to do it. So that's going to be me. I better practice my waves with gel first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the setting lotion. And a trick for that too is those plastic visors, those like
Yeah,
little stick-on
yeah,
visors.
yeah.
When I've been sculpting fringe, that's what I love to use. I do a visor, and then a lot of times too, I'll put like another piece of long cotton to kind of lay the bangs over, lay the front bits over.
Wow, wow.
But
Well, this
yeah,
is really cool. So, guys, I'm going to, as I said before, give you a gift today, which is going to be to my friends here on that are watching. So, just put in the chat, Curl Cult, and that is the symbol for us to reach back to you to sign you up as a gift. For Viv Unplugged, where you can watch these tutorials. So today's the launch of the shag haircut. Next week is Janine's look. So Janine, will you come back next week
yay!
to carry on this conversation?
Of course. I already have it on my calendar. I was planning on
Good.
it.
Good. So, guys, reach out to your friends, have them join next week, and come prepared for some questions so that we can actually address any of your questions. So, Liz, Bill, Elaine, Nasi, Cindy, any of you that have any questions, please do be here next week where we will continue this conversation. And next week, I may even show you the color. I was holding off to keep it as the big surprise, but maybe I will. You'll just have to see. So it depends on how well you all behave.
Uh, I have a suggestion too to get like really prepared so you already have all the like new perm questions behind you. Because with Vivian, we go into like technique, like how to really manipulate the process. We have a free certification so you know how our products work. At curlcult.com, you go to the pro portal. It's less than an hour. It's free. I highly suggest you guys all get certified. You'll also be on our map once you get certified as a curl cult specialist. That way, when you learn, the techniques that are on the more advanced side that I do with Vivian, you already have all the basics down. You already know how the perm works, how to do it, and you're ready to just dive in and do more advanced techniques.
Well, I love it. I love, love, love it. I love the fact that we have another skill, another technical service. We can charge a high ticket. We can get to
Yep.
easy, relax, wash and wear hairstyles that have greater longevity. And to be the first guys in your market doing this, you
Yeah.
can set the price. And remember, I've said this before, people are not buying into your service, they're buying into your vision. Janine is a visionary. She has taken skills that she's used red carpet to create those fabulous looks, and she's applying it to a permanent solution, literally,
Yeah.
excuse the pun. So, an amazing mind. So with that, we're going to run and send you lots of love. I'm going to get ready because this afternoon I have I'm doing my year's program with all of my folks on the designer
Oh,
program. So
wow.
we're going into a live this afternoon. And if any of you want to know more about that, we're taking our enrollment for January. So that's really exciting. Just reach out to us, leave a message in the chat that you want to find out. So this afternoon, we're doing everything about how to choose that right look for that right person. So we're going into the 3 wheels of fashion this afternoon. So that's it. Anyway,
Ooh,
thank you so much for getting up so early for us. We really
of
appreciate it.
course.
You're awesome, and we wish you nothing but amazing success. And thank you guys for being with us today. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.